Welcome back. The final weekend of April brought us warm, albeit windy conditions, but it was more than adequate for a number of big high school track and field meets around the Dakotas. So to get you up to speed on what went down, here's Alex Heinert.
Thanks, Kelly. Wow, last weekend of April in the books already. That is a little startling, as it means we're now less than a month away from State Track Meet Weekend in North and South Dakota, May 25th and 26th in Bismarck and the Black Hills. As those dates get closer, the meets only get bigger, and this weekend was no exception. Let's start our wraparound in the Rushmore State at the Metro Conference meet in Brandon. And this year, this event was all about the youth. You don't typically see a lot of underclassmen win conference titles in the throwing events, but tell that to Sioux Falls Lincoln's Tyler Hyatt, just a sophomore. Ty goes 49 feet, 4.5 inches Friday to win the shot put. He'd also pick up a second place in the discus later in the day, as well as a nice hug from his father, John. Big things ahead for that young man. Another sophomore making waves, that would be Jasmine Greer of Roosevelt, the reigning AA state shot put champ, goes near platinum at 42 feet, 7.5 inches to win the conference title. That, by the way, the top shot put mark in AA this spring. Speaking of youth and top marks, how about 8th grader Lauren Merkley of Lincoln? She took over the top platinum spot in the 100 early last week. She backed that up with a pair of Metro titles on Friday, winning the 1 and the 2 to put the rest of South Dakota firmly on notice. A middle schooler would win the 800 as well, as 8th grade classmates Njakalenga Mwenentanga and Aaliyah Hardy of O'Gorman would finish 1-2 in the 800, just 26 hundredths of a second apart. For you upperclassmen out there, though, don't worry, the seniors showed up at this meet too. Courtney Klatt of Lincoln, another big day, winning the mile and the 2 mile, while Washington senior Bonner Mavuyakure would best a trio of Patriots to take the 1600 crown. He'd finish second in the 2 mile as well. No senior had a better day, though, than Brandon Valley's Braden Peterson. The big question mark entering the meet was who would emerge as the favorite in the AA boys sprints, and Peterson would answer that pretty emphatically, besting defending state champ Colin Bryson of Lincoln by 14 hundredths in the 100, then coming from behind to capture the 400 in a near platinum mark of 50.18 seconds. Peterson would go on to win the Open 200 and anchor the Lynx to victory in the 4x4 to complete an undefeated afternoon and help lift BVHS to a second-place team finish. But the Lynx would still be doubled up on points by Sioux Falls Lincoln on the day. The Pats would dominate all 3 jumps and sweep the sprint relays to walk away with the Metro Conference title for the 4th straight season. The girls' team race was much tighter, but while 2-time defending champ Lincoln had a strong day overall, the host school would find a way to get the job done. For the first time since 2015, Brandon Valley takes home the girls' team crown, and to make a good day even better for Lynx fans and for track fans in general, Krista Bickley would return to competitive action for the first time this spring after tearing her ACL this past summer. The reigning AA State Track MVP and South Dakota all-time record holder in the 400 ran a 25.4 second split on Brandon Valley's winning 4x2 relay team on Friday. Here's what she had to say after the fact.
It was really rough, knowing that how long of a road it would be ahead of me, but I knew that I'd have to do whatever it took to take my time and make sure that I was ready and not rush into anything. It's just been really fun to be able to get back out there.
We go now from Brandon to Bismarck on Saturday as the Community Bowl hosted one of the top regular season meets in North Dakota, the Charlie Denton Relays. Lots of familiar names are winning stuff all over, including Century's Levi Rocky, the state leader in the shot and the disc, would win both events comfortably again this weekend, further cementing his spot as the top thrower in the Dakotas. Elsewhere, another meet record for Bismarck's Blythe Ermintrout as she takes the triple jump with a platinum launch of 37 feet 4 inches. The Demon Senior still the best in the field in North Dakota. Speaking of platinum, how about legacy freshman Caleb Larson? He was a state placer in the 400 last year as an 8th grader. He takes the quarter in 50.2 and the 221.91, becoming the first in the Dakotas this year to crack the 22-second mark. 2 individual wins is good, but 3 is even better, and that's how many wins Rose Gay of Fargo Davies would scoop up Saturday. She sweeps the 1, the 2, and the 4, picking up a new meet record in the 100 and a new platinum mark of 25.19 in the 200. Elsewhere, it was a nice day for the Class B talent on display. Watford City's Connor Dennis would win the 300 hurdles in 39.55, the best time in the state this year. And then in the mile, Newtown's Robert White and Javen Hale would go 1-2 with White's 4:31.56, the best mile mark in Class B thus far. Finally, you want close races? We had them on Saturday. First, in the 100-meter hurdles, it is Beal versus Beal, with Merritt just edging her older sister Kaya by 21 hundredths and setting a new meet record in the process. Then in the boys 800, seniors Bo Brandon of Legacy and Jacob Roden of Kenmare Bowbells would put on a great duel, only for Brandon to get the nod in the end in a platinum mark of 155.37. Roden wouldn't be far back at 155.9, while Mitch Honeyman of Century would take third at 157.09. Those are the top 3 800 times in the Dakotas this year, all coming in the same race. Other notables from the weekend in Bismarck and around the Dakotas. How about Bismarck's Dane Allen? The senior would break the Community Bowl record in the triple jump Saturday at 46 feet 8.5 inches. His PR, by the way, entering the weekend, 45.1. Big leap there. He'd also win the long jump and take second in the high jump. Allen's teammate David Capeta would win the 110s at the Denton in 15.13 seconds. That's the third time this season that he's run 15.1. He is slowly moving his way ahead of the Class A field in that event. Also, shout out to Davies Megan Lundstrom, who won the mile at the Denton in 5:11.88, the second fastest time in the Dakotas this spring, as well as their Eagles teammate freshman Ellen Donut, who went 18 feet even to take the long jump. In South Dakota, meanwhile, if your last name was Peters, you had a good weekend. West Central's Derek Peters lowered his platinum times in the mile and 2 mile at Madison, while Parker's Carly Peters, no relation, would win the 1, the 2, and the 4 against AA competition in Yankton, and her 25.67 clocking now the top 200 time in Class A. Lots of good stuff from both states this past weekend, Kelly, but trust me, last week's got nothing on what's ahead this Friday and Saturday in Sioux Falls with the 93rd running of the Howard Wood Dakota Relays. It literally can't get here soon enough.
Thanks, Alex. Yes, it is Dakota Relays Week here on MST, and we'll break down the Midco SN Girls Special 200 field tomorrow night, show you the boys' Special 800 runners on Wednesday, and preview everything else to watch at this weekend's meet on Thursday. So definitely looking forward to all that coverage of the best prep track meet in the upper Midwest. Coming up after the break, a little argumentation for your Monday night. It's head-to-head featuring Marty Mueller and Jay Elson. We'll be right back.